Hi friends, Namaskar. On popular demand from my viewers who do not speak Hindi or do not understand Hindi very well, they've asked me to make videos in English. So this is my first attempt to make a video in English. Hopefully you like it, especially those people who requested it. So if you like the content and you like the presentation in English, please make sure you like the video, and I'm targeting 1,000 likes. More likes I get, that means I'm going to make more videos in English. If not many likes, then I'll continue in Hindi. Of course, I'll continue Hindi videos, but I'll also start making English videos. So today's video is going to be about another popular strategy from our beloved Mahesh Kaushik sir. This is called STP, Sharegenius Trigger Point. So let me talk about what this method is, how it works, and then what is the special thing I have brought for you in this video. So stay tuned because a lot of things are being covered which you will like a lot. The Google Sheet I've made with a lot of back testing, with a lot of hard work behind it. So if you like the hard work, please make sure to like the video. So to start with, let's first talk about what you will see in this video. The very first thing you will see is what is the STP method. I'll explain it in detail as told by Mr. Mahesh Kaushik. What is the strategy? After that, I'll show you the Google Sheet I've prepared for you to use this strategy. It has many sub sheets in it, which we'll go through in a while. And then I'll show you the back testing results of old recommendations Mahesh posted on his blog. And I'll also show you a comparison of the back testing with STP method, today's video, and SST, which I have created a video on long back, which I've been using and I'm making profits. Currently, I do not use STP, and after you see the video, you may also not want to use STP. You may want to use STP. It's up to you. I'll cover both the aspects. So we'll cover the back testing of STP and SST, and then we'll see how to find the stocks which we can use for STP methods trading. So the first thing I'm going to cover is what is the STP strategy. STP stands for Sharegenius Trigger Point. So what we do in this is we divide the month into two halves. From 1st to 15th is the first half, and from 16th to the end of the month, it could be 28th, 30th, or 31st. That is the second slot or second half of the month. After that, we track the 15-day high made by a stock in the 15-day slot. Okay, and that 15-day high is called that Sharegenius Trigger Point. So for that 15 days, we have tracked, we'll use a Google Sheet to track it to find the price. And in the next 15 days, so if we track it from 1st to 15th, 16th onwards, we'll start trading in it based on if the market price of a stock goes above the high of the previous 15-day slot, that STP point. So if it crosses it, we will buy the stock. And we'll only buy one stock in that one cycle of 15 days. We'll not buy it multiple times if it keeps going up. And then in the next 15-day slot, we will again repeat the same step. That means if we started from 1st to 15th, we track the highest price. From 16th to 30th, we traded when the highest price was crossed, so we bought the stock, and then again we will track from that 16th to 31st or whatever is the end of the month. We will track what was the highest point, the highest price of that share, and then in the next month from 1st to 15th we will trade in that stock. If we'll see if the high price has been crossed again, we will buy. If it's not crossed, we will not do anything in that stock. We'll just wait for the high price to be crossed. So we'll keep tracking every 15-day slot, and whenever that high price is crossed, we keep buying it. So that's how we average it. And the target we keep here is 25%. And the time frame is 1 year. So within 1 year, we are expecting 25% profit in this strategy. So there's no stop loss in this strategy. Every time there's a fall in the price or rise in the price, we just keep tracking that STP, that 15-day time period highest price, and keep buying it, irrespective if it is below our previous purchase price or above our previous purchase price. We just keep buying it. Okay? And as soon as we get 25%, we stop buying it. We just book the profit, and we will check the sheet again. I'll talk about how we find the stock which are eligible for STP. So you can keep tracking if the stock is still in that list. If it is, you can continue doing the STP method in it. If it is not in the list anymore, you can remove it. Now, prepare a Google Sheet for this method as well. So what do we have in the Google Sheet? The steps I just told you, the STP strategy steps, so that you can just refer to the sheet and know the steps, what to do. Then in that sheet, you will see the method, how to find the stocks which you can use for the STP method. Then I have created a screener which will show you the highest price of the 15-day slot. You just have to enter the start date and end date of that 15-day time period, and it will tell you what was the highest price of a particular stock. So you can add the stock, it will tell you the price, and then based on that, you can create your orders and purchase the stock when that price process. And then I have also created a back testing sheet so that you can back test any of the stocks that you would like to see. If I had traded in this particular stock from this time period to this time period, what would have been the results? All right, so now let's have a look at the sheet. Okay, so this is the sheet. The name is STP Fire. You will find the link of this sheet in the description of this video. And if you want to make a copy of the sheet, you must make a copy of the sheet. I have put that right here. To edit this sheet, you can only edit the sheet if you make a copy. So just go to the file menu and click make a copy and then save the copy in your Google Drive. That way you can use that sheet to edit the sheet and do all those kind of back testing and everything. You cannot do it in the URL, the sheet URL I'll give you. That is my sheet. You cannot edit it. All right, so these are the steps which I just told you. And the video that Mahesh sir made to explain this STP method strategy, the link is here. And this video was published by him on 30th November 2019, almost 2 years back. Okay, so it's a very old strategy compared to the other strategies he has recently given us. And he recently made another video on how he selects the stocks that he recommends for STP strategy. And he puts it on his blog. Like every 15 days, he was putting on his blog, hey, for this time period, we will be trading in this share. Okay, I'll show you those recommendations in a while. And that video you can find here. And this was posted 18th July 2021. So 2 months back. I'm going to talk about the Sharegenius strategy also. So the link of that video is also here. I've created my own video. I'll give you the link here as well so that you know how I have created the video, what is the strategy and how you can use that. Because at the end of the video, when you see the results, you may be very, very inclined to use it, although you may be using STP already or may not have started but thinking of using STP. But after seeing the results, you can take a decision whether you want to stick with STP or want to do SST. One thing I want to say, both strategies are amazing. When you see the results, you will know that STP is also an amazing strategy. The promise it makes of giving you 25% returns within 1 year is mostly true. I mean, in 1 or 2 stocks, it may not have been true, but in most of the cases, it has been true. So it is an amazing strategy, but we'll again see how it compares to the SST Sharegenius Swing Trading strategy. And then I've done a back testing of these shares. So I'll show you that back testing in a while. But before that, let's talk about this video where Mahesh sir showed us how to select the stocks that are good for STP. So these stocks are based on fundamental analysis. So what are those filters that he uses? How can we do that in this sheet? Let me take you through that. You must watch these 2 videos from Mahesh sir so that you can understand the complete picture, what this strategy is, what his filter criteria for selecting the stock is, because I love, the facts that he uses, the parameters he uses to select the stocks. So I'm going to use those stocks for my other strategies as well. So you can go to the filters. Here I have summarized the filters he has used to screen those stocks, to filter out the stocks that we can use for the STP method. Okay. So that video is available here where he walked us through how the filters work, what filters we use, which was published on 18 July. I've summarized the filters here. So I've given the filter number. So first one is not a filter number. I've just told you that you can download the data bank. So there are more than 4,000 shares which are available in this data bank. Out of that, he picks one stock and puts it on his blog as a recommendation for STP method. So just imagine out of 4,000, more than 4,000 stocks, one stock is being selected. So it has to be a very strong stock. So these are the criteria he uses. First, we remove all the stocks whose 52-week low is less than 0. That means they may have been delisted, so we just remove them from the sheet. After that, we check the ratio of 52-week high upon 52-week low, and it must be less than 2, which means the share should not have doubled or more than doubled within 1 year. So this ratio tells us if it's less than 2, it has not doubled. That means it has not really moved much. Okay, so we want to track those stocks. Next, we remove the companies with net profit less than 0. If the company has not made any profit, we don't want to buy that. So we remove it. So only those companies whose profit is more than 0, we keep those. After that, we remove the companies who have pledged their shares. So we apply a filter to remove any company whose pledge share is in positive. So we just want the pledge share to be 0, no pledging. Then we add a column. So the data bank he provides on his blog will not have this column. We manually add that column. I'll show you in a while. And we calculate the price upon net sale per share price. and that value should be less than 1. That means whatever the net sale per share value is upon the price, the last price that was recorded in that quarter, we do not want it to be more than 1. That means it is still undervalued and is a great buy. Okay. After that, we sort the companies based on largest sale. So out of the filter we have used so far, we would get a certain number of companies. We will just want to keep those companies who have got the largest sale. That means they're doing amazing in their sales. After that, we just keep the top 20 companies from that list, and we sort them based on the stock which has the lowest price. So whichever has the lowest price, that is our number one stock for STP method. So that is how we arrive at the selection. And once you have got that stock, you can start the STP with a 25% target within 1 year time frame. So usually you will see it happening within less than 1 year. Sometimes it may take a bit more than 1 year, which you'll see in the back testing results. Okay, so what I've done here is next sheet is data bank. So I just copy and paste the data bank Mahesh sir provides. So right from here, BSC code up till this enterprise value, that this data will be available in his data bank sheet that he posts on this blog. So if I open this blog, you'll be able to see July 2021 Indian stock market data bank, and you can download, he provides the link to download the sheet. The Google Drive link is here. From here, you can download the data bank and just paste it in here. You don't have to do anything. All formulas I've created, which are in the other sheet. So all you do, because I won't be able to do it every 15 days, or sorry, every 3 months when he posts the data bank. So I want you to be self-sufficient. That's why I'm teaching you this method. So just paste that. And then last one, price upon NSPS will be automatically calculated, And then at the top, I've also put the filter number. So filter number 1 is here, 2 is here, 3 is here, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 filters. And what is the parameter for that filter? If we look at filter number 1, it should be greater than 0. That means 52-week low should be greater than 0. So if you remember this filter list, I've just put those here for a visual perspective so that we know which column we are talking about and what's the parameter. Okay. Then filter number 2 is 52-week high upon 52-week low should be less than 2. Okay. So similarly, you can check all the filters. So what I've done next is I created another file which has formulas here, which is applying filter number 1 to 5. All those filters you see at the top, those have been applied here. Okay, so in the data bank, we had around 4,026-27 shares. And then after applying those 5 filters, we are left with around 207 shares. Then after that, I've added one more sorting based on sales. So whichever company have the highest sale are coming at the top. So largest at top. Right? This is filter number 6. Okay. And then from these, I select the 20 top shares, which are here. And then they are sorted by filter number 7. That means lowest price at the top. So if you have seen Mahesh sir video, you would have seen Union Bank as number 1. So that is what we get here. Okay. So every time you update this data bank, from this BSC code to enterprise value from Mahesh sir sheet, this final sorted list will automatically give you the results based on that new data you have entered. Okay, so once we get our final list, we can pick the share from here. Okay, and then you can put it in the STP screener. Okay, you can put the code with NSC : and then the code of the share. It will calculate the current market price. And then you have to manually put what time period you want to see, because today is 25th September. So I would want to track the previous half of this month, which was from 1st to 15th of September. So that price would come here. Okay, so every stock you put, it will automatically tell you the CMP, current market price, and that 15-day price. What is the difference between CMP and that STP? Okay, you will know it in percentage so that you can judge, okay, if it's like 20% away, you don't need to create any GTT orders in Zerodha. But if it's like 5 to 10%, you can create the GTT order, because then the stock may move up and will get purchased. So you can create GTTs for that. So manually, what you would have to do in this screener is add the stocks as you find them. You can find them from this final sheet, put them here, and then you have to put the date from and to. So once the next month starts, 1st of October, on that date, you'll put the from date as 16th of September till 30th of September. So just put the previous half, and it will give you the price, the highest price, which is called the STP. All right. So, and then based on that, you can create your GTT orders for purchasing. GTT is a feature of Zerodha, which automates our buying and selling. You can watch a video I've created on it. Just go to my channel and search for Zerodha. You'll get the GTT video. All right. Then I've created a back testing sheet so that you can calculate, or you can know, if I had invested in so and so stock, how would have the results been. So just, you see these yellow boxes, this is where you have to enter the data. This is where the first one is where you enter the code of the stock along with this NSE colon. Okay, this is a must. And then you enter the start date from when you want to track it, and then the target you want to track. So with STP, we target 25%, so it's already entered as 1.25. But if you want to reduce the target to 20, 15, 10, or maybe increase it to 30 just for backtesting purpose, just put 1.3 for 30% or 1.2 for 20%. Okay. What matters is number of averaging. You would want to know how many times the averaging was done. How many times was the target achieved, okay, within this time period. So there's no end date, because the end date is the current today's date. As you would see at the end, it is just pulling the last date. So whenever you track it, it will automatically know, okay, you have to pull the data till today. I mean, the last trading day, of course. Okay, and then how many times was the target achieved? So this is Yes Bank's data starting from 1st March 2019. Target achieved 0. I'll tell you in a bit why I have this in the back testing sheet. Okay, so now let's look at the back testing results. So in the strategy sheet, I've given you a link for the back testing data. It's a read-only data. Once you open this file, you would be able to see the back testing results, which I have. Okay, so let's open it up. All right, so first one is old recommendation. So Mahesh sir, when he created the video about how we select the STP stocks, he also gave us a file where his old recommendations were there. Okay. So what I did is I started from the bottom, although you will see the results for everything, but let me just talk about how I tested it. I just wanted to back test the one which was recommended first. So on 1st December 2019, Hindustan Petroleum was recommended by Mahesh sir. So I put that in the back testing sheet, the first purchase in the STP method. So focus on this, focus on this STP. So these 4 columns, okay. First purchase was on 2nd January 2020. And the 25% target was met on 21st May 2021. And in between this period, 15 times we had to average out. That means 15 times we had to purchase, including the first purchase. And it took 16 months to give us the 25% target. I'll talk about SST in a bit. So let's just look at the STP results for now. Hindalco, we got the target in 7 months with 8 purchases. CET, we got 13 purchases and 8 months target, but some of them, like if you see PTC India, just 2 months with 3 purchases, we got 25%. With NFL, we just had to purchase it once, and in less than a month, we got the 25% target. So you can look at the other results, but if you look at NTPC, the one which I've highlighted in yellow color, the target has not been achieved so far. So this was recommended on 1st August 2020, and the first purchase happened on 22nd October 2020. And till date, I'm making this video on 25th September 2021. So target was not achieved till this date. And so far, we would have averaged out 14 times. Okay. Similarly, with LIC Housing Finance, target not achieved, and 8 times we had to purchase for averaging out. So this is the result. I've just posted, the data for Hindpetro, Hindalco, so that you can see, when was the purchase made, just to double check. And see it, Yes Bank also, and then SST. Why SST? Because what happened is this video, STP method video, was posted by sir in November 2019, but then he was trying to find solutions like Yes Bank situations, where the stock crashed and went from like 286 to I think 6 rupees, almost 98% down. If we had traded with STP in this Yes Bank like stock, we won't have been able to sell it till now. As you can see in the back test, we would have averaged out 16 times, but target achieved, no. So, no target achieved. We would have failed to achieve the target. So then Mahesh thought about it. How can we solve the problem of Yes Bank like stocks? Where can we have a strategy which can give us good results in stocks like Yes Bank as well? Then he came up with the Sharegenius Swing Trading strategy, which he also calls Yes Bank Vaccine strategy, for which he posted the video on 7th March. I've given you the link. Okay, watch this video. There's also a video I've made and with a Google Sheet with some enhancements. You can use that. Okay, so what I thought is, why not compare the STP with SST and see what the results look like? And when I saw them, I was amazed. And I've been very, very, thankful to Mahesh sir for providing a strategy like SST, because that is one of my favorite strategies, which works in bull markets, sideways markets, and downtrend markets. I mean, Yes Bank is a great example of a stock which crashed 98%, but we were still able to book 60% profit in that in a period of 1 to 2 years. Just imagine how powerful that strategy is. So that's why I wanted to compare STP with SST. So now let's look at the results. Okay, so if I go to this old recommendation, so we saw the STP result. Now let's see the SST results. So looking at the bottom one, Hind Petro, we had to average out 7 times and we received the 25% target in 13 months. So compare it to STP, where we had to average out 15 times, which is double the number of averages in SST. In SST, we were able to achieve the target within 13 months, whereas in STP, it would have taken 16 months. Let's look at Hindalco. In STP, we had to average out 8 times. In SST, we just had to purchase it once. And STP would have made us wait for 7 months to give us the 25% target, whereas SST gave us the target in just nearby 1 month. Now look at the yellow ones, which were bad examples. I won't say really bad because the 1 year period has not been yet over, but these NTPC and LIC Housing Finance, let's compare the results there. So in STP, we won't have been able to achieve the target till now, and 14 averages in NTPC, but in SST, just 4 times we would have to purchase, and within 10 months, we would have got 25% target. In LIC Housing, STP won't have given us the 25% target, and we would have purchased 8 times, but with SST, we would have just purchased once, and we would have received the target within less than a month. So this is the power of SST. Now let me summarize it for you. Okay, so I've given you a table to explain the difference and what are the pros and cons, why SST is more powerful when I look at these backtesting results. So STP video was posted on 30th November 2019, whereas SST is a very recent one, so 7th March 2021 this year. So it's like 6 months old, whereas STP is 2 years, almost 2 years old. That means an older strategy, of course, with new things coming in, new experience coming in. The researchers like Mahesh sir give us new strategy based on new experiences. So that's why SST is more new, more robust. In STP, buys are triggered more frequently, so number of averaging is more, hence more money is blocked. Okay, with SST, lesser money is blocked because we get lesser signals to buy. Whereas in SST, we only have to average out lesser number of times compared to STP, much lesser, almost half or less than half number of times in most of the cases. In STP, target achieving takes longer than SST. Of course, we have seen, but mostly less than 1 year. So overall, STP tells us that within 1 year, we should be able to achieve 25% target. And in the back testing, we have seen that happening for most of them. But with SST, we have seen it happening much faster compared to STP. So SST gives us faster money rotation, or money is blocked, lesser amount of money is blocked for lesser amount of time. There's a plus side in STP. So if your stock is a dividend paying stock, because more money is invested there and the time period is usually longer, so there are chances you would get a good dividend in there. Whereas in SST, because lesser money is invested for lesser amount of time, there are chances of lesser dividend. Again, it depends on whether the dividend is paid during that time frame or not, whether the stock is dividend paying or not, but this is a plus side for STP versus SST. So these are the main points I wanted to summarize. So what are the takeaways based on this? So my recommendation is, those who have been already using STP and satisfied with its performance may continue with it. You're using it, you're comfortable with it. As I said, none of the strategies are bad. Both strategies are great, so continue with it. So what you can make use of is, in my Google Sheet, you can use the filtration method to filter out those top 20 stocks so that you can continue using STP in those stocks. And the second thing you can use from the Google Sheet is that screener, so that you can just know the 15-day price, that is the STP price for the selected stocks. Second category of people who have used STP and did not like the performance, or maybe never used it, for them, they can start using SST method. So personally, I'm going to use that. I've already started that in the Union Bank. So what you have to do is add those SST recommendation in your SST sheet. The Google Sheet I provided, you can add in the all-in-one sheet, you can add those STP shares and then start tracking them for GTTs. You can rewatch my video. People who have already watched it would know what I'm saying. People who have not watched my SST video can go back and watch it and know this great method, how it works and how you can do the tracking. So all you have to do is add these stocks to that all-in-one sheet in the Google Sheet I provided in the SST method. Now, the following points are going to be applicable for both. Whether you're using the STP method or SST method, you would have to keep in mind that if there are multiple shares from the same sector, like for example, we saw here. So we see the Union Bank is first, then Punjab National Bank, both banking stocks. Then fourth number also, Karnataka Bank, banking stocks. If you're using Union Bank as your first stock, the next stock you can, Punjab National Bank, you can skip and just go to Ircon International. Again, Karnataka Bank, you can skip, you can go to Munjal Auto Industry. So just keep one stock from one industry or one sector. You can see the sectors here as well. And what you would have to do is update the data bank every 3 months. So Mahesh sir will provide us the data bank. You just have to copy paste it in the data bank sheet, as I explained a few minutes ago, and you would know the final sorted list. So you'll have to do it manually in your own sheet. I'll try to do it as and when I get time, because I would personally be using it as well. But if I'm not able to do it, you should make a habit of doing it yourself. Do not rely on my sheet. Just make your own sheet and do it there. If any stock is no more on the recommended list after 3 months and you have not purchased it, then remove the stock from your tracking list. That means you had, say, for example, you added Ircon to your screening list, but in the next 3 months, there was no signal for purchasing it. Then after 3 months, when you update the data bank and Ircon is no more there, you can remove it because you haven't made any purchase. It's not in the recommended list anymore. You can remove it. But if you have purchased it, target is not met, continue with it. It's not like in 3 months, it's going to become from super good to super bad. It's just that if you have not purchased it and it's not in the list, then we can remove it. Otherwise, continue with it. All right, so I'll give you the link for all the videos and all the sheets in the description. Please go through them. And as I said, if you like the content, please make sure to like it, because the more likes I get, more people come to know about the video and more people get to learn from it. And if you like the presentation in English, this is my first video in English, so make sure you like it so that I know people are liking it for English, and also add it in comments, whether you like the English presentation, what can be improved, what was not good, what was great. Just share your comments. I would be happy to read your comments and reply to those where I need to reply. So until then, thank you very much, friends. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.